Well, they say you should do one thing every day that scares you. For me today, it was building this, the WLTOYS 144001. The kind of thing RC car guys do when they lose their minds. Why is that, Richie? When I say we got here, keep watching. Richie here, and it's another one in my series of what RC car guys do when they lose their minds, and more to the point, what they build when they lose their minds. Now, the very first in this series of videos I did was with the WLTOYS 144001, and the thing is mind-blowing fast when you fit a brushless setup to it, but it's never kind of quite filled its potential that I thought it should have, and I've seen other people generate out of it. I'm going along like 65, 70 and that thing just begins to almost like stutter, like it's running into a brick wall. Seemingly the power's there, everything seems to be going well, but it doesn't quite seem to be nailing it on that top end speed on that. And one of you guys the other day pointed out that the motor and that the brushless motor and ESC combination in here, which was a combo I bought off of Amazon, as a 60 amp ESC, but the motor is pulling up to 75 amps. It's the ESC that's causing the problem, fingers crossed, and throttling the thing back. But in the meantime, one of you out there, Ilmova, thank you very much, said, why not fit a Traxxas Velineon motor to it? Now, I happen to have a spare 3500 kV Velineon motor on the side here, and it was like a light bulb above my head in one of those, why didn't I think of that, Richie, moments on there. So, in this video, you are going to see this motor fitted to this car. Then I'm going to take it outside for a quick spin around the yard, and then fingers crossed later on in the week I'm going to be able to get a chance to get out and run this outside in anger, and we'll see just what it can do. So if you don't want to miss that video, then don't forget to subscribe, and we'll just talk a little bit about the power to weight ratio this car will have with this thing fitted. This powers a Traxxas 4x4 VXL, which weighs 5.8 pounds to about 60-65 miles an hour. This weighs 2.4 pounds. I think this conversion may be quite interesting, and I have a feeling we may need a wheelie bar. Now, this is the current spec of the car. This is the 60 amp ESC that I originally had fitted in here with a different brushless motor to the one that's in here at the minute. I tried this with a Castle 4600 kV motor. Same problem, it just felt like it was running into that brick wall and stuttering at high speed. But then this is probably the same problem I was having with the original motor, in that it's trying to draw too much current through this ESC, so the ESC becomes the blocking point on there. So the first thing I'm going to do, strip the motor out, strip the ESC out. If anybody's wondering where the receiver sits, the receiver is just tucked away in there, just behind and below the motor. Okay, first job, remove the existing ESC. Then all I've got to do, loosen these 3 screws underneath to remove the motor. Now the motor is ready to remove. If anybody's thinking that gear looks fairly serious there, Rich, yeah, because the whole thing runs on Mod 1 gearing. I've got another video detailing how to do the Mod 1 conversion step by step. I'll put a link to that below the video, which people may find useful. The executive decision I made in my own mind the other night was I'm actually going to cut through at the front through this piece of plastic on here, and at the rear, just in front of that rear body post on here. This plastic is not doing a lot other than getting in the way. I'm going to have to then be careful of the centre drive shaft in there, but I have a feeling that this gear may just be catching slightly on the back of this cover, despite it being machined down quite a bit. If anyone is wondering on the Mod 1 gearing, if you'll notice on there, I'm using a little shaft reducer on there to enable it to fit to both the Castle motor and to the new Traxxas one. Well, got the Velineon motor in, set the mesh on there, that's not too bad. A little bit noisy, but we can live with that, with it being Mod 1 gearing on it. I've remounted the receiver smartly on top of the servo on there, so I had quite a neat installation before. I was a bit annoyed about losing that, but the Velineon motor is longer than the existing cans that were in there, but that then has left me with now have a huge footprint on this side for fitting both the ESC in and the battery in. Now when it comes to the ESC, there's not much more fun to be had there, because you need to move it as far back as possible to get yourself the biggest footprint space in there for your battery. And I've put the little Ziploc tie over the way, because no way, shape or form do I want these wires going anywhere near that Mod 1 gear. I've tidied all of the cables up as best I can under there. The tolerances are still very, very tight indeed, particularly around this back Mod 1 gear on there. That is the space that I've got to fit the battery pack in. So we're talking like a 3S 850 milliamp pack. But I've got a couple of these, but I think we should have fun demonstrating this around the yard. So let me calibrate the ESC with the receiver. Let's go outside. Just remember guys, if you like what you see today, don't forget to subscribe.
Full throttle. I think there may be an excess of power on there and a rather large long road needed to go and run this thing on. But for sure, yeah, you can just feel it under you. Oh man. Oh my lordy. Well, it is a buggy, so it should be able to get itself out of there. I have to say, there are very few cars I built that have scared the living heck out of me from the start, but this thing definitely is up there. Oh man, that's like monster power. But in terms of acceleration potential, boys, nail on the throttle. Well, not a problem I'd anticipated on this car is the steering. I thought there would be a problem to actually transferring the power to the ground, but nonetheless got a bit of a servo issue there to sort out. But you don't learn anything unless you try and build stuff like this. But on the plus side, I think the acceleration level on this thing is going a bit of the crazy. It's blown the wheels off. And I was panicking. I was thinking I'd lost the wheel, looking all down in the bushes in there, and I found it underneath the light down there. So a little bit of care needed. If the wheels are too tight, the car binds up and doesn't want to drive forwards very fast indeed. But if they're obviously too loose, like that was, then the thing just spins off the wheel.
Well, hopefully in today's video I'll show some of the potential that the WLTOYS 144001 has with that Traxxas Velineon power fitted to it. I have a feeling I'm going to need a very long straight road to go out and speed test this thing on, which fingers crossed I will get done over the weekend as the restrictions are now easing a little bit here in California. So if you don't want to miss that video and find out just how fast I can make this thing go, then don't forget to subscribe. Stay safe out there, people. Well, thumbs up if you like this video, guys. Post any comments you might have in the comment section below the video and hit the circle below to subscribe. And if you do hit the circle, don't forget to hit the bell.